So I'm joined by 2021 Ohio State Buckeye commit Jack Sawyer. Jack, how you doing, man?
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me on.
No, I appreciate you taking time. It's tumultuous at the moment in college football and really in recruiting, as we've never seen anything like this before. So first, I want to really ask this question and mean it. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Obviously, I had to make a really tough decision, a couple days ago that I announced. But overall, I'm doing good. Just working out, staying in shape, trying to get in the best shape of my life, and just really taking it day by day, trying to get better.
As we're talking, the governor of Ohio had not made a ruling yet about whether or not they're going to get to play high school football. And, you play in the state. So why do you make that decision before he makes that decision?
I guess it's kind of a mixture of events that's happening. A bunch of schools a couple schools on our schedule. Stuff. They're still in phase. This uncertainty, surrounding the whole season as a whole is also, a little different. But, once the Big Ten came out and moved it to spring, and after talking, with a bunch of people, sounds like we're going to be able to play early in the league. We're going to be able to play in the spring. If that season does still, happen. And so I guess it's the best overall decision to kind of train and get ready. Not keep trying to play if, it might get postponed for a couple of weeks here and there, and just miss out on, valuable training, valuable training time and stuff like that. So it's really why, the decision was made.
How do you feel about the petition that began being circulated by Justin Fields to try to get the Big Ten season reinstated?
Yeah, I love it. I love it, to do everything we can to, try to make the players' voices heard. And, they want to play, everyone wants to play, so I definitely love it, and I think it's a good thing, I think it'll open a lot of people's eyes, how many people truly want to see this season happen and want to see the players play.
Are you at all afraid of the virus?
Me personally, I'm not really afraid. Obviously, I don't really have any health concerns or health issues or anything, so, me personally, I'm honestly not afraid at all.
So now that we know that you have forgone your senior season, you're going to prepare to play at Ohio State as soon as you can. What do you think about the prospect of playing between 18 and even 20 games? And if we're talking about a regular season in the fall that sees Ohio State go to the national championship game, perhaps even 25 games in a season, or I should say in a year. How do you feel about playing that many games in that short amount of time?
I've got that question a lot over the past few days, and it's a really good question. Obviously football, very high contact sport, very tough on the body, but I think that the training staffs, across the country, definitely at Ohio State, just they're going to take extra great care of us, and I think that if they think we'll be all right to play, then my mindset is let's do it. So I think it'll be all right.
How has the communication been between you and the coaching staff about what the expectation is for you in this 21 class and what the expectation is for Ohio State itself?
They definitely they expect our class to be special. We hear that word a lot with our class, and we obviously we're the best in the country right now. Just they think we're going to be very special. We got a bunch of good running backs, great quarterback, Kyle McCord. Great D-line class, a bunch of receivers, good DBs. I think it's a very well-rounded class for sure. And I think all of us, have a chance to come in there and compete, really early as freshmen too. So I just think this class will be very, very special.
What was it that put you over the top to make your commitment to play at Ohio State? I understand that sounds like a loaded question, but I'm really asking.
Yeah, it's a great question. Obviously, being close to home and growing up with Buckeye was a big thing too. But really, just comes down to the relationships I have with Coach Johnson and Coach Day when he took over. Coach Johnson's a special person. He has a special way of teaching and stuff and getting his point across. That I really picked up on from the first work I ever had with him. So we kind of built a really good connection really early on, and I kind of knew I knew I wanted to go there, so I just didn't wait any longer. Just pulled the trigger really early.
How would you describe yourself for people that are just learning about you for the first time?
I would just describe myself as, high motor. I try to play with as much intensity as possible. I don't really want to say too much. I don't really like, talking about myself like that. But I would just say relentless. Good hands. So really just try to play as hard as possible.
Well, talk about your class a little bit. Who are some of the guys that you have been struck by their ability, either with their huddle film or with their character in conversations?
Definitely. I'm really close with, Kyle McCord and Reed Carrico and Ben Christman and all those guys. And then, really we're all super tight. That's the one thing you don't really see a whole lot of recruiting and stuff like that. Is our whole class, we talk daily. So, I haven't even met a few of the guys, but it still feels like we've been best friends for, 5, 10 years. You know what I mean? We just kind of have that connection as a class, and it's super cool to see.
Yeah, that you mentioned two other guys that are from the state of Ohio, and the way that Reed described it is there are two kinds of people in the state of Ohio: those that can't get enough of talking about Ohio State football, and those who can't wait to not talk about Ohio State football. To which I would ask you, have you grown up as an Ohio State fan?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely grew up as an Ohio State fan. My dad was a big Tressel fan, and so he definitely instilled, the Buckeyes in me since I was little. My mom's from Pickerington, my dad's from Columbus too, so definitely big Buckeye family.
What are your aspirations after football ends for you?
After football ends for me, honestly, my dream is to, make it to NFL and play, but after that, I think it'd be really sweet to be on Monday Night Football and kind of being like how Randy Moss is and all those other guys, I think that'd be real sweet, like Charles Woodson, all those dudes. I've always kind of, seen how they had a great NFL career and, fell back into that, which is really cool, being on TV, being around the game of football still. And I really love that. That'd be pretty awesome.
What do you plan to major in at Ohio State?
I think I'm a major in business. I think that's the best route for me to go. I'm good with numbers, so I'll probably do some finance or something like that.
What is the one aspect of your game that you're going to focus on throughout the fall to get you ready for Ohio State?
Hands. You just got to keep working on my hands. Just kind of perfect the craft. Just matching offensive linemen's hands. Getting them off every other move. Just working on all of the technique that goes in. That's involved with getting around the edge. While using your hands and stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to be, honing those skills in and trying to get, as best as I can before I walk in the doors.
It's Jack Sawyer who's going to be working on those karate moves during the fall. Man, the hands, dog. Some of y'all got some of the fastest hands I've ever seen. I'm going, those are wasted on a defensive lineman. And yet, no, that's your living. That's your living right there. Jack, is there anything that you want to talk about that we didn't?
No, I think we hit everything. I think it was good.
Okay. Jack Sawyer is a star defensive end, even if he won't say so himself, and committed to the Ohio State University. Thank you so much, Jack.
Hey, thank you, guys. Have a good one.